Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, like many of these days, has been pretty spectacular. XRP is by far the best performer out of the top 10 today, plus 5.4%. Dogecoin is coming in as a close seconds though, at 4.22%. And that was roughly like an hour or two ago. Now refreshing it, because sometimes these videos take a long amount of time. XRP is actually up 7.6% throughout the day. Bitcoin up roughly 2%. The entire market cap of all the cryptocurrencies combined is up 1.75% today. And so generally a very, very positive day. With out of the entire top like 20, 30 or whatever. One of the only ones that's doing better than XRP being Polkadot here at plus 8.9%, still at a very modest $6.7. XRP, by the way, actually crossing 43 cents, so finally moving pretty big. Having said that, I've been hearing theories about as to why XRP is doing so well, and the majority of people refer back to it's either because the lawsuit is now kind of finished, and so since there's nothing really to brief after this, people are bullish. Some have said that it has to do with the new amendment to the XRP ledger, so a change to the XRP ledger, where Ripple did not even approve it, but still it got enough votes to make it through. This upgrade or amendment change has to do with the checks feature of the XRP ledger, and some have stated that it's whales actually doing all this, but those are the three main parts I've seen for XRP's excitement. Anyway, right now Bitcoin is in a very interesting position as well, and as we've said before, regardless of what happens to XRP on a smaller level, the way that Bitcoin is standing at the time of some sort of settlement in the lawsuit or really in any period of time very much decides what happens to any other cryptocurrency out there, which also counts for XRP. Anyway, now that we're taking a little bit of a look, Bitcoin is on fire, about to hit $23,000. Here is an important driver. What they're mentioning in this article is Bitcoin has now surpassed 22.7 thousand for the first time since August 18th of 2022. The price rise has come as the large whale tier group of addresses holding 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin has collectively accumulated 64.6 thousand Bitcoins or $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in the past 15 days. So the whales apparently are buying massive amounts of Bitcoin right now, which can also be seen in this chart. Before they were loading off and afterwards they were basically pumping things up, which is right now. And now that we're zooming in a little bit better, we can see that in green is the Bitcoin price and in blue is the 1,000 to 10,000 coin Bitcoin holders basically. We've seen indeed that ever since the end of 2022, it started to basically the last quarter, it started to really deteriorate the amount of Bitcoin in that little group. And then now that 2023 has started, really, you can see between December 27th and January 12th, all of a sudden things started to pick up quite significantly. A very big shift, and this is really akin to what we said, where at the end of the year, the major whales are offloading, mostly for the tax reasons, and companies are doing so as well. And funny enough, guys, we said, please look back at my videos from December 24th, 25th, whatever. We said, most likely the last week is going to be quite negative. I think we were saying this somewhere in the beginning of December also already. But then from the start of January, we'll most likely see an uptick. Right now, still, I am not sure this is going to remain this way forever, but we did expect an upside to happen. And since we broke a couple of key barriers, that little upswing, the little upswing has turned into a bigger upswing. And as we've also stated, the moment that we went above one key resistance, okay, next target is the next, the next target is the next, so forward and so on. Once we came close for Bitcoin to 21.4 thousand, I told everybody, I'm expecting that from here on forward, we're going to see a pretty smooth ride all the way towards $24.5 thousand or so. We're not there, we're more than $1,000 away, but you kind of saw how quickly things were moving. Anyway, one thing we're also watching is Bitcoin's dominance. Right now, many people are screaming, bull run, bull run, bull run. One thing we are still waiting for, and I hope you guys are looking for it too, is to see relatively a higher Bitcoin dominance, because what that generally states is that there's more room for these altcoins to grow. The higher Bitcoin's dominance, the more literally dominance it has over the market, the more power there also is for people to sell their safer asset for riskier assets like crazy altcoins, for example. To explain the little theory here, I don't have the picture open for you guys right now, but basically how these cycles work is people go from Bitcoin, right? They go from their fiat stablecoin, whatever, their dollars, euros, dirham, pick a thing, to Bitcoin most of the time. That's what people usually buy first. And then they use that Bitcoin to buy altcoins, and those altcoins to buy smaller altcoins, kind of that way. And then usually when they make profits, they take that back to Bitcoin and then out to their dollars, euros, whatever, something along those lines. Meaning that Bitcoin is kind of like the gateway for the retail to get into these riskier and different assets and whatnot. Even though Ethereum is also very big for this, it's just the behemoths are Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's like the first little ballpark. Where, again, if Bitcoin is picking back up the dominance, I'm seeing two things. One, people are kind of getting rid of all their riskier assets at this point, but mostly, at least the way that I see it right now, relatively to every other crypto out there, people are just buying more Bitcoin relative to everything else. So the general market cap of everything goes up, but relatively, Bitcoin's market cap goes up higher than the rest. And one fun fact, guys, I've said this to you guys, I think 2 days ago in our live stream. It's funny, but XRP always has a rush right after Bitcoin has it. It's interesting, but Bitcoin always has these phases where it goes up like crazy for a little while and it just outperforms everything else, which we saw the last couple of days. And then a little while afterwards, altcoins take over. And after that, XRP takes over. It's funny, it happens every single cycle. I usually dictate that it's a bull market when you see altcoins go 40, 50% up a day. But I see the start of a bullish market when Bitcoin starts to outperform the rest of the market in the positives. We obviously also have where Bitcoin outperforms by doing less minus numbers than altcoins. But in this case, we're talking about Bitcoin, for example, going up 10% where altcoins only go up 3 or so. You don't see that very often, especially not in bearish markets. Anyway, like we were already stating, it can still be a long time before we see the top of this new market. It still could take out a year or so. I would not be too surprised if indeed it took a long time. But we actually had a very positive close yesterday, guys. I was already telling you guys about this, but it's kind of hard to see right here. We needed to basically close Bitcoin's price above $22.5 thousand or so. We actually had an extremely bullish close, not even going lower, we can see it on the top left, than $22.7 thousand. So completely enough leeway right there, meaning that indeed we actually are staying above this 400-day trend line that Bitcoin just broke a couple of days ago. We are still trading above that level as we currently speak. And that, in my opinion, is extremely bullish. Sorry guys, I'm having some issues with the pause button. I cannot use it this video, so a little bit more sloppy than usual, but I'm trying, guys. Anyway, I wanted to say for anybody that does not know, you can see it right here, what it basically looks like, our 400-day downtrend that we finally have now broken through and that we are now retesting off of, which is extremely bullish and extremely nice. We also had another bullish indicator, which was the EMA ribbons. We've also finally, after a little while, broken above those with some confirmation as well. And you can actually see that this little indicator, which has been pretty accurate, by the way, has also indicated a little while ago already, a couple of days ago already, that we should actually be going for some sort of longs. And it's actually not indicated short yet that it expects things to turn back around, because that basically has to do with these EMA crossings, when it crosses the ribbons basically with some confirmation. Anyway, usually when you breach these EMA ribbons with some bullish severity, let's call it that, with some confirmation, you kind of go on a little bit of a parade, I guess. If you just look back at the amount of times that Bitcoin has broken above these levels with a confirming candle right afterwards, and the amount of times that you got a bullish result slightly afterwards, I think purely based upon that, if we backtest that properly, it's good enough of a trade to already make on its own. I think you'll still have a very high accuracy and be a very profitable trader. But don't quote me on that one, but I believe so. Just looking at it from the last couple of months that I checked out, this could on its own already be a very powerful indicator. If you then mix it with a couple of other indicators, this could be extremely, extremely easy. Anyway, I'll remind you guys again, if you also want to follow along with the trading that we do, make sure you check out Bybit. It's the exchange I personally use, but also get yourself a VPN. A link will be down below. I'm not sure which of these, I think it's this one right there. I cannot read it, it's too small. Right there. Or maybe a Ledger, which is the hardware wallet that I personally use. All links down below are just companies or services that I personally use, and I have a link down below just in case anybody needs them. So again, exchange that I use because you get crazy bonuses over on Bybit, just beautiful. A Ledger for keeping my coins safe, I use multiple, and then NordVPN to just keep my internet security as high as possible, basically. But yeah, check it out, links will be down below for those. To get back into it, people have been asking me, is this all a trap, Dusty? Are we going to fall back down? And the best thing I can say about that one is be prepared for any scenario, but prepare more for the upside than the downside. There are I have to log in. Give me a second. I wanted to say there are ridiculously many indicators that we often use that are all of a sudden showing ridiculously bullish signs in the crypto market. One of them you can see right here, the adjusted SOPR, which basically showcases a lot of people are back in profit, which is by definition almost negative, but it's just kind of to showcase we've been below the one level, which is this line right here. Hopefully you guys can kind of see. We've been below that line for such a long time. Investors were selling at a loss all throughout these months, basically, for months and months and months. Finally, people are able to sell back at a profit. Together with the MVRV ratio, which literally stands for, and I read, the ratio of coin's market cap to its realized cap, which indicates whether the price is overvalued or not. Historically, values over 3.7 have indicated the top, and values below 1 indicated a price bottom. Again, green zone being below 1, red zone being above 3.7. And you can see we've just escaped from the undervalued zone, and we're starting to basically climb back up. And history kind of showcases that for the most part, with the things that I'm showing you guys here, for the most part, it's like the moment that you breach the undervalued levels or the selling at a loss levels or so, that we go towards the polar opposite. Not always true, but if you look at the aggregate of things, all these things combined, yeah, things are just looking pretty damn good right now. One tip from CZ, however, and I should also make this clear, in bull markets, adopt risk management. Don't FOMO, don't put all your investments into one single coin. Not financial advice, and that's mostly the most important thing I can say. Plus a side note, and this is extremely important, I hope the camera does not lag too much. New MacBook is coming, I think tomorrow, potentially today already. Anyway, it's understand that major industries are backing this industry. What I mean with that is guys like BlackRock or so, or JP Morgan. They're not speaking out, oh, we're so extremely bullish on crypto. No, most of them are bearish on it. Yet they know their institutional clients are very much interested, and they facilitate all sort of options that the clients want. You have to understand, if these guys thought it was a pure scam, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't risk allowing a scam to operate on their business grounds. What a lot of these guys do is they say in your face they're against it because it would hurt their livelihood if this were to pop off. A lot of these guys are invested in the traditional banking scheme, the traditional financial system. Crypto kind of breaks this apart. These guys do not want crypto to succeed fully, but they also know if they don't help out and facilitate the transfers, they lose out on so much money. So they just have to. They have to get with the times. But they don't want to, so they're going to keep face saying, no, we don't like it. In reality, though, it's probably because they know. The moment they say it's really, really good, they need to have their bags filled with just coins. Because the moment they start to say it's good and it pops off, their other industries are dying out. Like, for example, a lot of this cross-border shenanigans garbage. Theoretically speaking, it could not survive if they had the whole Ripple ecosystem, so to speak, as a real competitor or really integrated properly. You just couldn't survive with all these long delays, all these long times and high fees. They just couldn't. So they have to keep saying, no, this is not good. No, this is bad. No, it's a scam. In the meantime, just buy and invest in this industry so that when it does end up taking over, when there's just too much to say no against, they've already got their bags full to kind of adapt with the times. But yeah, that's it on my 2 cents. That's also it for the market situation right now. We're in a little bit of an iffy period. XRP doing really amazing though, which is nice to see. A lot of whale manipulation. It's always that way though, guys, and it's gonna stay that way. Understand that there's still more incentive for us to go up rather than down. This is a very scary position to open up more longs rather than potentially closing out some parts of it to kind of see where the next move is going to be. As we've had our major push, we're right now kind of indecisive, waiting for the next move for Bitcoin. Most indicators, again, are showing bullish signs, and I am preparing for a lot more bullish scenarios in the near future. I am more so on the let's go bull with the potential, and this is important to understand, that all-time high might not be around the corner, but that we will not see a bigger bottom, albeit that we may fall down. But by that I'm just preparing by buying some crazier altcoins, which I'll show you guys again in the next video. Again, coins like, for example, Degen Zoo. I think I already talked about it once on the channel. It's a coin by the DAO Maker founder and an ex-DAO Maker or Maker DAO dev. And the idea is basically you had Logan Paul with his Crypto Zoo project. Didn't work out. These guys are like, let's build a zoo type of NFT game that you wanted in 30 days. They're going to do it. The hype around it is insane. And these types of things, I only buy when the market is doing good or when it's about to pick back up. Because then what I do is let's say I were to buy into 100 projects. 90 may fail, sure. But those 10 that I have, they're going to succeed and they're going to go, let's say 100x or so. We're going to make crazy amounts of money. So yeah, this is just my next project on the chopping block. Can it fail? Certainly. But is it a very high potential project with the potential to get me like 50 times my money in like a couple weeks? Sure. So again, I'm investing into it whenever I know how. I'm not sure exactly how to yet, but I'll update you guys along the way. I just wanted to quickly let you guys know this is the best opportunity for 2023 just yet that I have found, but I'm looking every single day. And whenever there's something I know of, I'll share it with you guys and I'll get back to it. But yeah, that was it for today. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. See you guys.